Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. There is a tweet by Charity Ngilu some few hours ago. A tweet on the just concluded elections in Kakamega, Mombasa, Pokot, and in other parts of the nation. A tweet I want us to have a look here, for it's going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. Charity Ngilu. In a free, fair, transparent, credible election, Baba Raila Odinga wins 5/7. Thank you, Kakamega, Mombasa, Kitui Rural, West Pokot, South, and Kacheliba. Inawezekana. That's Charity Ngilu some few hours ago. Ngilu is not mincing her words. She's saying, in a free, fair election, Baba wins 5/7. Ngilu is saying that Raila wins with a landslide in a free, fair election. And if you look at it keenly, if you look on the main reasons why elections in those areas were most likely postponed, besides suppressing Raila's votes, it's also most likely that elections in those areas were postponed for William Ruto and Chebukati already had a plan of making William Ruto the president. So William Ruto was to use that title of a president-elect to influence Kenyans in those areas to elect Kenya Kwanza candidates. That comes out to me as the original plan, why elections in those areas were postponed, to suppress Raila's presidential votes and to enable William Ruto use his title of a president-elect to influence the people in those areas to elect his candidates. So the question begs, why did Kenyans in those areas reject William Ruto's candidates? Because out of the 7 elections, Raila won 5/7. In fact, even in William Ruto's backyard of West Pokot, Azimio still won 2 parliamentary seats. Why did Kenyans reject William Ruto's candidates? That's what I want us to find out in this video. In case you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Why Kenyans rejected William Ruto's candidates? The first reasons, Kenyans don't trust William Ruto's win. Kenyans know who they voted for. William Ruto most likely, according to Kenyans in those areas, William Ruto is just being imposed on them as the president-elect. Kenyans are sending a very clear message that they never elected William Ruto. Ruto is being imposed on them. So they can't support William Ruto's candidates because they know he never won the election. Secondly, Kenyans are rejecting leaders being imposed on them. Yes. Besides Kenyans rejecting William Ruto, they are also rejecting these leaders being imposed on them by William Samoei Ruto. A William Ruto who was also imposed on them. I believe that's the second reason why William Ruto's candidates fared very badly. Because in all the 7 seats, Ruto only managed 2. Azimio that he said lost the election, winning 7. It shows clearly Kenyans don't want these leaders being imposed on them. And William Ruto, I tend to believe some of these politicians, they are the same people. Before the election, they were accusing Uhuru Kenyatta of imposing some projects on them. And then upon now, there may be now winning that so-called election, they want to start imposing leaders on the people. That because we are now the president-elect, we are the government, we want you to elect these leaders. And they were once accusing Uhuru Kenyatta and Azimio that they were imposing projects on them. So, ladies and gentlemen, politicians ni wale tu. Yes. And then the third reason, the elections also proves clearly that IBC's main problem might be the presidential elections. In these other seats, even though sometimes they do rig for maybe their preferred presidential candidates, sometimes it might be the presidential votes that has a lot of problem. Sometimes IBC can maybe conduct some free fair elections or rather some elections without too much, without being penetrated or rather being influenced by some external forces. In other words, I'm trying to say that in terms of conducting elections, IBC's main problem is conducting presidential elections. There is where they seriously get it wrong. They mess up big time when it comes to presidential elections. And another reason that can explain that, it also, the mere fact that these candidates won, and if you look on what happened as the elections were going on, Kenyans were guarding those areas. In that Kenyans were guarding the votes. I saw in Kakamega, the likes of Ngilu found it very hard there. In fact, had it not been for the police, we could be talking a different story right now. Where Ngilu could have been as I talk, only God knows. And in Mombasa, we also saw the likes of Moses Kuria. They found it rough there. And it comes out clearly that Kenyans were protecting votes. And that might have hindered any attempt by IBC itself in collusion with other political players to manipulate the election results. Kenyans protected the votes. And maybe going forward, that should be the trend. Kenyans should vote and protect their votes. Because it's now clear that even some security officers are in collusion with those who steal votes. So Kenyans, in my honest opinion, I believe that upon them voting, they should be protecting the votes. That also comes out very, very clearly. Because we saw Kenyans protecting votes, and indeed they did protect the votes. As I conclude, those election wins for Azimio also proves beyond any reasonable doubt that Kenyans still love Raila Odinga. All these things we have been seeing through the social media that now people don't want Raila, huyu ni mzee anapoteza and he always loses, those might be propaganda. Kenyans still love Raila and they still believe in Azimio. That's also what I'm getting from the elections. Kenyans still love Raila Odinga, and even if an election was to be conducted today, a runoff, Kenyans will turn out in their millions, most likely to vote for Raila Odinga. And they will do it with a lot of anger to prove a point. Yes, they'll do it to prove a point. Let me leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Just as I did indicate when we were starting, in case you are watching us here for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Any other person, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Maybe you want to have a chat with me, or to share information with me, or to support this channel. Contact me through the number. All those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Stay tuned for our next analysis.